Our commencement speaker today is Maritza Perez. Ms. Perez is Senior Policy Analyst for Criminal Justice Reform at the Center for American Progress in Washington, D.C. She analyzes and advises federal legislation and works alongside stakeholders to minimize the harmful impacts of the criminal justice system on individuals. Before attending and graduating from the University of California, Berkeley School of Law in 2015, she joined Teach for America and was a fourth-grade teacher in New Orleans. Ms. Perez graduated from the university in 2010 with degrees in journalism and Spanish. She served in student government and participated in the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute. Her life calling has been to seek justice for underserved individuals. This year, she was named one of the Hispanic National Bar Association's top lawyers under 40 in recognition of her outstanding public service and record of professional excellence. She is the proud daughter of Mexican immigrants, is originally from Elko, and is the first member of her family to receive a higher education and earn a professional degree. Will you all please join me in giving a warm welcome back home to our guest speaker, Maritza Perez.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I've been very nervous all day, but just being here around you all, it really feels like home in my heart. So thank you for that warm welcome, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. I want to thank President Mark Johnson for inviting me to speak here today, and I also want to thank my former and beloved college professor who suggested me for this great honor. And what an honor it is to be speaking to the University of Nevada's class of 2019. It is hard to believe that just 9 years ago in 2010, I was right in your shoes as a new graduate of both the Reynolds School of Journalism and the College of Liberal Arts. I can tell you that I absolutely would not have made it to my graduation without my family's support. I know many of you were also helped along the way by your families, whether it be phone calls home for a little extra cash, or getting some help with laundry on the weekend. Or maybe you balance being a student with the responsibilities of being a parent or a caregiver. No matter your journey here, your loved ones supported you. Can we give a round of applause to your families and loved ones who made this day possible? A huge congratulations to the families of these graduates. When I was in your place, I was ecstatic to be graduating and soon to be on my way to New Orleans. I had just been accepted into the Teach for America program, which places high-achieving college graduates in classrooms across the country, with the goal of closing the achievement gap between low-income students and their better-resourced peers. To me, Teach for America was a way to give back to my country and be the kind of teacher I needed when I myself was a low-income public school student. I grew up in Elko, Nevada. Some of you may be familiar with that small town located in northeastern Nevada. Fun fact, it was actually where the University of Nevada was originally located before being moved here to Reno in 1885. But I digress. I grew up in Elko as one of 7 siblings to immigrant parents from Mexico. My mom had a 6th grade education, my dad had a 3rd grade education. So from a very young age, I understood the privilege I had in going to school every day. This is why I worked hard. I studied hard, I was in honors classes, I earned excellent grades. I made sure to participate in sports and community activities. But despite all of this, the fact that I was a first-generation American in a rural town, in addition to the fact that no one in my family before me had attended college, meant that the college track nearly passed me by. As a high school senior, I still did not understand how university or college worked. I had no idea what exams I should be taking or where I should be applying. What I did know was that college was expensive, and I needed scholarship money to afford to go. So I did what I thought was natural. I applied for every scholarship that my high school notified me about and that I was eligible for. Then one day, as I was handing over what had to have been at least my 10th scholarship application to the high school secretary, she commented that no one at Elko High School had applied for as many scholarships as I had. She asked me, "Maritza, where are you going to college?" I explained to her that I would be staying put and attending community college because that was all my family could afford. And really, it was all I knew. At that moment, she looked at me over her glasses and handed me an application to the University of Nevada, explaining to me what a university was and how my scholarships would cover the costs. And because of that one moment, the trajectory of my life changed. At this university, I thrived. I joined the Honors College, I pursued a double major in journalism and Spanish, and a double minor in political science and economic policy. I became politically active on campus and joined the Associated Students of the University of Nevada, ASUN, first as a senator for the College of Liberal Arts, and then as a member of the executive branch. I also started my own club called the Latino Student Advisory Board to bring education and political tools to the local Latino community. And I became a member of the women's fraternity Kappa Alpha Theta. All of these experiences and more allowed me to engage in community service and find my voice as an advocate of underserved populations. This growth would not have been possible had I not attended the University of Nevada, a place that taught me when you go for it, the possibilities are endless. This is why it became incredibly important for me to become a teacher after earning my degree. I wanted to speak to low-income public school students with backgrounds similar to mine about the importance of college. I wanted to show them the path to opportunity and a better life. I know many of you in this room likely relate to my journey, and that many of you are also first-generation college students who had to find your own path here. You should be proud. Studies tell us that a college education improves your yearly income and is a huge predictor of employment compared to those who only hold a high school diploma. Similarly, studies tell us that those who graduate with a graduate degree see an even larger increase in their yearly wages compared to college graduates. But as many of you reflect on your higher education journey, you know that it is more than just about wages and income. It is also about the memories you make on campus and the experiences you accumulate on the path to your degree. And it is about the career you choose after finally receiving that hard-earned degree. For me, that career path meant law school. After I completed my 2-year commitment in the classroom with Teach for America, I attended the University of California Berkeley School of Law with the single-minded goal of becoming a civil rights attorney. But law school presented its own set of challenges. I was constantly stressed for time, balancing my academic obligations with my responsibilities in legal clinics and student clubs. On the days I felt especially down, I would question my own intelligence and whether I was meant to be a lawyer after all. But in the end, I persevered because I knew my law degree would allow me to help people who most needed it. After graduating from Berkeley Law in 2015, I made my permanent move to Washington, D.C. Now I know what you're thinking. East Coast, wow, she's probably spent a lot of time telling people it's pronounced Nevada, not Nevada. And yes, I have, all the time, but that's not the point of this story. My first job out of law school was my dream job. I was a legislative staff attorney for the preeminent Latino civil rights law firm, MALDEF, the Mexican American Legal Defense and Educational Fund. There, I worked with lawmakers in Congress and in coordination with other civil rights groups to preserve the legal rights of immigrants and people who are incarcerated. I also fought to ensure that students in under-resourced schools had the tools they needed to academically achieve. And I worked to defend workers' rights and the independence of our judiciary, where many important civil rights cases are litigated. Today, I am a policy analyst at a think tank where I influence policy decisions at the federal level and in states to improve the lives of some of the most marginalized people in our society, people who are incarcerated and formerly incarcerated. To me, like many of you, higher education was more than an income boost. It was a ticket to my life goal of helping underrepresented and underserved individuals. And I am so excited to see what you all do with your degrees. Perhaps you are graduating from the Orvis School of Nursing to fill this state's significant nursing gap in healthcare services. Or you're graduating from the Reynolds School of Journalism to become a journalist. using your degree at a crucial time for the First Amendment, a time when public education and civic engagement have become even more critical. Or maybe you're graduating from the College of Liberal Arts, hoping to become a lawyer, or a public servant who can improve the lives of others. Or you may not know what your future holds, and that's okay too. How wonderful it is that your degree is giving you a leg up, and you will figure it out as you go. But wherever your career takes you, I humbly offer you a few pieces of advice I've learned from experiences I've encountered along the way. The first is to use your voice. I challenge you to bring your perspective to any room you find yourself in, particularly if your perspective is not represented in the room. For me, it took me a long time to learn that what I have to say matters. At the very beginning of my career, I would often take a backseat at meetings, giving deference to people I thought were more experienced. But I eventually realized that I have my own set of experiences that add value to conversations and decisions. You do as well. Speak up. I also encourage you to lift as you climb. You will undoubtedly make career gains over the years. Remember to look back and help out others just starting on their path. Just as your voice is an added value at the table, you certainly have something to offer as a mentor to the next generation. Finally, be kind. I have learned through the years that I should assume best intentions. Remember that you rarely know the scope of what is on a person's heart and mind at any moment. I think this is an especially important thing to keep in mind in this political context, where many of us speak past one another and some of us can be downright cruel. Recognize that community care and love is of the utmost importance, and you are an integral and powerful member of our community. My favorite quote by Anne Frank says, "How wonderful it is that no one need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world." It is true. Your words are capable of making a positive impact right now and every hour of every day. Take what you have learned at this institution and set this world ablaze. Use the tools you have now to make our world better for future generations, in whatever way that looks like for you. I thank you for sharing your day with me, and I am thrilled to see where you all go from here. Best of luck and congratulations, class of 2019.